Hey everyone, happy Tuesday and congratulations on your first full week and a couple of days of February is beautiful. I'm so proud of each and every one of you for doing such a fantastic job and making yourself a priority and wrapping yourself in all things self-love. So today I wanted to talk about two things. Number one, I wanted to talk about non-scale victories. So when I'm talking about non-scale victories, don't get me wrong, I love the scale victories too, but those non-scale victories, those are the ones that really warm my heart. And what I mean by that are different things like I'm sleeping better, or I'm noticing that my skin is more clear, or I'm noticing that I'm not as winded whenever I walk to my car, or I walk to my office, or I can get up and down steps a little bit more easily, or I just feel like I have a little bit more energy throughout the day, and maybe workouts are a little bit more user-friendly is the word I'm going to use. I know they're not easy, they're not supposed to be, but maybe you feel like you can get through them just a little bit more easily. Those are all what I like to call non-scale victories, and I just, like I said, those warm my heart. So I wanted to share one with you that I actually spoke with Lisa about earlier today. I just had actually some peripheral neuromuscular soft tissue manual therapy with her today, which if you guys are looking for just a really unique approach to manual therapy, check her out. Lisa Gillespie, flexibility coach, amazing. And let me know if you need contact information for her, but her work is phenomenal. So if you're in the Cedar Rapids, Iowa City area, she's in Cedar Rapids. So she and I were talking today, and one of my non-scale victories that just happened this last week was in relationship to how I think to myself and how I think to myself in respect to having treat meals. Because I want this to be a lifestyle, ladies. I just want this to be something that you can sustain for the rest of your life. And in my world, that means that sometimes you're going to have some treats. And so it was Friday night, and Coach Ryan, my hubs, is finished with swim season for both boys and girls. And so for those of you that aren't aware of what his schedule is like, he actually runs a summer camp from June, July, and then part of August. And then girls season for swimming starts in August and runs through Thanksgiving, like right around the November timeframe. And then boys season starts in November and then runs through February or halfway through February. And so he loves to go out for dinner, and he loves pizza, and I love pizza too. It's kind of like my spirit food. And so what he really wanted to do to celebrate the closure of another swim season was to go out for pizza. And so we did that on Friday, and I had probably like maybe one or two extra pieces than I should have. I love eating those corner pieces, corner thin crust pizza. Oh, so good. And so of course I had all four of those little corners, but then I decided I needed a couple extra too, and I had some cocktails as well. And instead of that putting me into a tailspin where I would have been beating myself up about it, and I would have been then deciding to like, okay, I've eaten this, now I'm just going to eat this, and I'm going to eat this, I'm going to eat this, and I'm just going to throw in the towel, and I'm going to start in another week. Instead of doing that and having that mindset, instead what I did is I fully embraced and enjoyed that and that time and just that bonding and enjoyed the treats, and then just let myself have no guilt with it whatsoever. And then right away the next day, I just made sure I drank plenty of water, made sure I got my workouts in, and I just got right back on to the nutrition mindset that I know is helpful for me to feel my best and also helps me towards my long-term goals. So huge non-scale victory for me that I didn't allow that to spiral out of control for sometimes for me, honestly, would have been weeks, maybe even months. And so that was a huge win. So I would love for you guys to comment below this video to talk about what non-scale victories you feel like you have accomplished this far. And so no non-scale victory is too small to celebrate. Like they're all awesome, and there to celebrate and to be celebrated. So that's number one. And then number two, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about is those of you that have iPhones, the Beachbody Nutrition app is already available for you on iPhone. And thankfully, those of you that use Android, I just got word yesterday, and I tried to message everybody that I know that had Android coverage or cell phones. But the good thing is that starting in March, finally, the nutrition app is going to be available for Android users as well. So I wanted to take a minute and just talk you through that. And I think what I'll do is I'll actually do a screen video so that you can actually see how to input some of the data. But I wanted you to be able to see, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It is, yeah, it's kind of like the lighting is not the best. I think what I'll do is I will do, there you go, now you can see it. It's this yellow one right here, and it's called Nutrition Plus. And so you click on that. And once you click on that, this is why I think I'll do a screen video. Once you click on that, what you can do is you can go in, you can track your water intake, you can track your scale if you'd like, you can track your Shakeology, you can track all of your containers. So I haven't done any of mine for today. I thought I would just show you what I had for lunch in here. So what you do, I'm gonna try to kind of show you. And like I said, I think this is why I'll do a screen video too so you can see. But I'm gonna click on lunch. And then it comes up and it gives me options to put in what I ate. And so I had half a green of vegetables, and then I also I made cauliflower sweet potato tots. So I'm gonna add that. I had some leftover taco meat. And then I also had I had a half a blue of cheese. So I added that. And then I had 2 teaspoons. So I'm going to add that. And then I also had a half of a seeds and dressing. And so I've got the option to name this if I want to. I can take a picture of it if I want to. And then what I do once I'm all said and done with what I've actually eaten, then I just hit log. And then what happens is it shows you all of your container counts on your lunch, and then it also shows you what you have left for the day, which I absolutely love because it really helps you to be able to track and plan your meals accordingly. The other thing I love about it is if you click on, and again, I'll do a screen recording of this, but right here, if I click on this green, what it does is it pops up and populates what is included in a green. So kale, watercress, collard greens, spinach, bok choy, Brussels sprouts, the whole 9 yards. Everything that's been available to you on Beachbody On Demand or in that book is also available right here for you digitally as well. And then just a little side note, I'm going to actually be learning a little bit more, and you're more than welcome to jump into this too, about our Portion Fix program. There's a mentorship that's actually coming available with Autumn in March that I'm planning on jumping on. But just as a little side note, what the order of these means, so the fact that kale is at the top of the list, and if I scroll all the way down, banana peppers is at the bottom of this list. The reason that they're listed that way is they're listed in order of the most nutrient dense value for you per container. So what that means is that, and this makes sense, right? You're going to get more nutrients out of kale than you are that bell pepper. So that's the only reason that they're listed in that order if you were interested in doing that. Now, let's say that you are using the To Be Mindset instead of our Portion Fix program. So that looks like this. Okay, and so what I can do is I can click on that, and I can do the same thing. I actually can use this to log my water first, veggies most, and how I plated my food. So the To Be Mindset is a little bit more focused on plating your food or dividing your plate into portions and basically talking about what nutrients you need most at what time of the day. So I'm going to use an example. Eliana, who's the creator of that program, I'm actually in the midst of her mentorship program right now. And the way that she had come up with how you plate those foods for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, what have you, is based on the energy needs that most people need at specific times during the day. So for example, when we're talking about breakfast, her thought process is we definitely need to have a portion of our plate consist of carbohydrates, good, sustainable, low glycemic index carbohydrates, so that way we can get our body jump started, along with proteins as well, but we can get our body jump started and start fueling the fire and give us some energy to be able to conquer our day. But then if I look at that in contrast to dinner, her example for plated at dinner does not include carbohydrates, because we're just about to have the close of our day, and the thought process being that we don't need as much energy from a carbohydrate. We should instead get it from vegetables and proteins. Now, having said that, there's always exceptions to all of these thought processes, and if you're an evening exerciser, by all means, carbohydrates are a good fuel source, and so allotting yourself some carbohydrates in the evening is totally fine. And keep in mind, these are just two different ways of looking at how to make nutrition sustainable and something that you can do and something that fits into your life. I'll be honest, I use pieces and portions of both, To Be Mindset and Portion Fix. So if you have any questions about any of those, please let me know. I know the majority of you have Portion Fix, and I love the macronutrients side of that. That tends to be kind of where I go to, but I know some of you have the To Be Mindset thought process, and I'll tell you, for me, little tips and tricks about the emotional side of eating and how to eat off of a plate whenever you don't have your cups with you has been incredibly helpful to be able to go through the To Be Mindset mentorship. So I'm happy to assist in either one of those avenues and just to be a resource for you, and we can work together, right? Because it's different for everybody. And that's kind of the cool thing about this, is it's about finding what works for you. So last but not least, we talked about non-scale victories. We talked about nutrition. I wanted to touch base and let you know that Energize, which I call unicorn juice, some of you may have experienced it with me in the past. Some of you may have just seen me post about it. I call it my unicorn juice because literally, well, Ryan says I live in Farrellville, where there's butterflies and rainbows and unicorns and the whole 9 yards. So, but it definitely is the only pre-workout that has ever worked for me. And it is all plant-based, and it does have some caffeine in it. Actually has less than a cup of coffee. So it does have some caffeine. It has 2 other nutrients as well that are plant-based that are really, really helpful for decreasing muscle fatigue during your workout, improving muscle endurance during your workout, and aiding in a bit of recovery, which is super helpful. I also like to use it even as like a pre-task type of drink. So sometimes about 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, I am kind of struggling, especially on teaching days with students and what have you, if it's been just a challenging day with trying to keep my focus, or maybe it's been a longer patient care day and I've had some complex cases that I have to really keep my mindset at bay. If I'm having a hard time with that, sometimes I'll even use it at that stage of the day as well to try to enhance my focus. So it does not have that jittery feeling. I've actually tried so many pre-workouts, you guys, and I would get heart palpitations. I've got some really bad experiences with some things where I would experience times of just really, really flush and flutters, and just not a good thing. And then always a really bad crash afterwards. And a lot of times, like coffee, I love coffee, but I have to be mindful of how much I drink because it makes me really anxious because of all the caffeine that's in it. This pre-workout really, really does work for me personally. And I love that, like I said, I love that it's plant-based. And so I wanted to let you know, so it's always been available in lemon, and I wanted to let you know that as of today, it's also available in fruit punch. So if that's something that you're interested in, let me know. I'll get you a link, and you can certainly try it out either in a tub or in sticks. I actually have my sticks on order, so if you're needing to sample, let me know. I'd be happy to help with that. But I was able just to order mine today too, so I'm super pumped. I love the lemon flavor, but you know what? It's kind of nice to have variety, right? So I wanted to alert you to that. And as always, keep in mind that those products, if you are someone that is loving doing your Shakeology and you want to try Energize and you love the bars, or you want to try Daily Sunshine for yourself or for your kids or what have you, always keep in mind that we do have the option for a preferred customer account, or Beachbody calls it a discount coach. And so don't be alarmed. There's no coaching that has to go along with that. If you want to coach, you're more than welcome. Each and every one of you would be phenomenal at it, but don't be alarmed. You don't have to do that piece of it to be able to get the 25% discount. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know. I'd be happy to help you with that, to just save a little money, which, you know, I'm all about. We got to save a little cash. That's what girls got to do. We got to stick together to be able to make sure that we're taking care of each other in that way too. So I, again, want to commend you. I'm so proud of all the work that each and every one of you are doing. I did tally up the points. Hopefully you saw in the group that we've got some leaders, and it's really, really close between those leaders on the leaderboard. And this time up for grabs is a little goodie that will help you along the way with your workouts. So I'm going to keep it a surprise until the very end, but a little workout tool, shall I say, is up for grabs this time around. So I love you ladies. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out, and I will touch base with all of you again this week as things go along. If you have questions, like I said, let me know. Otherwise, we'll plan to touch base via Zoom again in a week, and we will talk about what your next steps are in this journey, because remember, it is not a destination. It is all about the journey. Have a great night, ladies. I'll talk to you soon.